What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. So this is going to be the beginning of a new series called Fishing for Seven Gill Sharks. I really want to catch a really big shark in the Bay Area. I know they're here and I just want something to pull on my line and have a really good fight. So that's kind of the premise behind this whole series. And the way I'm going to be doing it is finding local spots in the bay where there's a lot of current, deep drop-offs, and it's going to be a learning process. I've never really fished for sharks before. So it's going to be a big learning process for sure. I have an idea already of how we could get onto some sharks, but we're kind of just going to see how we go and make adjustments until we succeed in catching a really big shark. So right now I'm at a beach. It's a really nice day out. Everyone came out, which is crazy because the gas prices are almost like $6 a gallon. I don't know if I have any other viewers that are outside of the West Coast or California, but man, gas prices are high here. So fill up your tanks now before they go up more. I'm going to be using this light combo here. We're going to get some surf perch to use as bait. And I think I'm going to go to a different spot to actually fish for the sharks today, because I just don't want to fish at such a crowded beach for sharks. But let's go ahead and catch ourselves some perch. Hi. It's a really nice day out, I must say. I can see why everyone decided to come out today. All right, well, there's just way too many people here today. So I'm gonna go down all the way to the end of the beach over there. There's a lot less people and we should have a bit better luck. And also we don't risk snagging anyone, which would be really unfortunate. So let's go ahead and move spots. This spot looks pretty good. Getting some bites, it feels like. Or it could be the waves. There we go. Tiny little guy. It's definitely not a keeper, so we'll let him go. This actually isn't even a barred perch, it's a shiner perch is what they're called. So another shiner. There we are. I'm gonna have to look up the keeping size on these guys. All right, it says 14 inches. So we're gonna release them. So we weren't able to get any good sizable surf perch, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna have to go and buy some bait. It's not what I wanted to do, but you know, obviously when you try to catch something, it never works out, especially on camera. So we'll go pick up some bait and then we'll go to our next destination where we're gonna get a shark. All right, so this is the official spot where I'm gonna be fishing for our 7 gill shark, our giant shark that we're going for. So I'm just under a bridge here. There's a lot of current in a deep channel that is currently going this way. The tide's coming in, so the water's moving this way. And we got that mackerel. So here's the mackerel. I'm just gonna put these on hold. These ones look pretty good. A lot of guys use these for crabbing. And then this is the setup that we're using. This is the shark rig. So we got an 8,000 size Saltus with 50-pound Suffix braid. I have a dolphin surf rod that's rated for up to 8 ounces, which might be a little light. And this is kind of where it gets crazy right here. I'll just undo this so you guys can see. So this is where it gets a little bit crazy. So I got a 6-ounce weight. I just attached that directly to the line. And this is 80-pound fluorocarbon. I tied it with an FG knot to our 50-pound line. And then I have an egg weight here, 3 beads going on to our wire rig, which is obviously way too long. I just kind of got this thing on Amazon because I didn't want to make my own rig, because I probably won't use it that much after I catch a really big shark. I mean, maybe I will, but once we cross that road, then we'll consider it. So yeah, and then we got just a giant frickin' hook, just an absolutely insane hook. This is way too much. Like, if you're gonna roast me in the comments, just be aware that I know this wire's way too long. It must be at least 5 feet, maybe 3. No, probably 4 feet. So yeah, it's a pretty big rig. And the reason I put the egg weight there is because these beads that by themselves, those orange beads right there, would not protect the knot. So you have to put the egg sinker to stop the 6-ounce weight from sliding over the beads and hitting the knot. But let's go ahead and just chuck a whole mackerel on there and see how that works out. I'll just throw it as far out as I can, pretty much. All right, here's our whole mackerel. I'm gonna score this guy a little bit. I brought a knife with me. We're just gonna put a couple cuts in him just to release more scent while it's in the water. Trusty knife, ready to go. So I'm just gonna do some cuts on him, and that's gonna release a lot more scent. The other thing is, I know there's a lot of crabs here, so I'm not fully in the crab zone, but there's definitely crabs. So hopefully they just don't eat too much of it before a shark gets to it. And that's why I'm using a whole one, because it's a little bit more durable than if you're using a cut that's not attached to any bones. So yeah, I mean, this thing is just gargantuan. I don't even know how I should hook this. So I'm just gonna, I mean, I would just go through the eye there, but it doesn't really seem that secure. Let's try this. This should be a good one right here. All right, we got that hook. And then this is what I do a lot of the time. You just make a little hitch, half hitch. And then we're just gonna tighten that on this guy here. You tighten it so it kind of goes down to the bone a little bit. And that's gonna absorb pretty much all of that casting energy when you cast it out there. So let's go ahead and chuck this guy out. And this will be our one. Oh, well, stayed on pretty good actually. I'm surprised. So I think I reached like the edge of that channel that was there. It should be good enough though, since the tide's coming in. If there is a big shark, I think it would probably be willing to go up that area to get that fish. All right, it's been out for a while now. Let's just give it a look. I think it's probably been picked apart. Maybe not. If there were no crabs, that'd be a good sign. But if there were crab marks, then I might have to readjust the plan altogether. Oh my days. Oh, still completely whole on there. Barely picked apart at all. So there it is, right there. Let's rehook it and I guess just send it back out. Well, now I know we can just kind of let it soak in there for a while. We don't have to play with it too much. Looks like it's just kind of ready to go out again. Sliding weight is good. Seems like everything's kind of holding together pretty well. One. I think it flew off. That was a really good cast, but I think it completely flew off there. Yeah. I don't know where that bait went, but it completely flew off. It's somewhere over here. I don't know. It's completely gone now, though. Luckily, we have one more. I'll put that one on. Should withstand the first cast. I know a lot of guys too, they're gonna say you should have used bait tie. And I think you're right. I was kind of against it in the first part when I was thinking of this whole thing. But now that I'm here and I'm kind of doing it, I think bait tie would have been a good option. So we'll probably do that on the next one. All right, there we go. That was a perfect cast. That was way better than the first cast that I did. I got right in the middle of this boat channel over there, which is exactly what we want. All right. We're gonna throw this one, a couple little swings. Shit. I don't know what the heck happened there. Man, this thing is heavy though. Jeez. The weight didn't stay in position as well as I wanted it to. Yeah, for some reason it's coming all the way up here. What the heck is up with that? Oh, it's because our egg weight. Our egg weight's causing a bit too much damage there. And it came completely through the tail, so. All right, we're looking pretty good this time. And we'll give it a chuck. Well, that's the best we're gonna get, I guess. I don't know why the heck that thing isn't really staying in place that well. It's probably because of the giant wire leader that we have. Seems unnecessarily large, honestly. That was the only one I really saw on Amazon, so it does seem really way too big. I've used wire leaders before, and yeah, that one seems too big for our purpose. What I'm gonna do on the next video is try to find a different wire leader. It might be consecutive days, like there might be some days I go out consecutively, there might be some days I don't go out. We're just kind of gonna play it by ear right now, but I'm definitely gonna work on getting a different wire leader. Maybe I'll make my own if I could find some cheap stuff, but I don't want to buy a whole crimp and all the wire and everything like that at the fishing store. So for now, we're gonna stick with just the pre-made wire rigs. All right, well, I think I'm gonna cut it here. We've been fishing for pretty much the whole day, so I haven't got anything at this point. I'm tired. The batteries are about to die on pretty much everything. I learned a couple things though. First thing I learned is that this wire cable is way too long. Definitely not the move. And I also learned for some reason the weight's getting hung up on my FG knot, which doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but something with the wire being too long. So if we fix the wire, I'm sure it'll fix that other issue. And then also we have to catch our own bait kind of prematurely, and I'm gonna just have to have that ready to go. I'm gonna try surf perch, crabs, smelt, just see what works, see what doesn't work, and you know, what gets us our first big 7 gill. So yeah, stay tuned for the next episode. Peace.